This question comes from Louisa Capuani. Does the vowel modification strategy change with different languages? How do I know which is the best approach with my native language? It's a great question.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips
Well,
for Louisa?
every language and every dialect accent within that language has to modify. There are only so many sounds that we can make beyond a certain level, and a very very helpful sound. I find to be a great sound. It really tends to get the larynx and the throat in a nice condition. Not every language has that sound. So sometimes I'll have people just have to imitate my American accent and say book, buh, to get that. And I remember one time I was teaching in Ireland and I was trying to get, it was an A vowel. And I'm thinking, well, just say it. Because I'd always tell people, say the A like you're Irish, faith. And so I said faith in Ireland. And they said, oh, you mean like a Scotsman? But so every language. I mean, essentially, you're pulling vowels towards a central balance, if you will. So just as you demonstrated, you had this more resonant condition in everything. So no matter what the word, if I'm saying my, you, we, I don't want to go my, you, we. I get that my, you, we. Everything kind of is in that place. So if you want to really simplify it, once you're up there, just kind of pull everything towards this center.
Yeah, every language is different. Every language is different. It has different vowels. I actually did some research on this when I was writing my course. Because I want to be. That's my job. I see my job as taking the 30 years of professional performing experience, multiple degrees, research, teaching certifications, and condensing it into what's going to make the biggest difference fastest for this singer. And vowels are a huge topic. And because I speak three and a half different languages, I understand that when I'm working with singers from different countries, they simply don't have the vowel ah. Ah doesn't exist in a lot of languages. And it's difficult for them. So you have to start with the next closest vowel, like an eh, eh, eh. And I think David, has about 40 vowel sounds in his language. Let me ask him, how many vowel sounds are in your language, David?
Hi. I'm
You're
sorry.
from Norway, right?
I'm from Sweden, but I live in
Sweden.
Norway. Yeah.
It's Swedish people are wonderful singers in English and many languages because they have many more vowel sounds than we do. And some that are so subtle, we can't even hear the difference. Like, how many do you have?
Yeah, and it's also difference between Swedish and Norwegian because now I live in Norway, but I'm from Sweden. So for me to sort of differentiate between the which is the Swedish, and the which is Norwegian, and all different variants of that, there are quite a lot.
Oh, quite a lot. So and I'm sure in Scandinavia, then you have Danish really close by that has, it's very difficult to differentiate. And Finland close by. So how is it for you teaching these different singers for different languages? Do some have more, is it easier for some that have just more vowel sounds in their language to match up to others? Or do you find vowels that they have in common or are close by? How do you approach that working there in Scandinavia?
I think it depends on what kind of language you're approaching in a way, because from Germany, they really like Scandinavian singers because we can differentiate between the different vowels in Germany in a really efficient way, much more than the American singers can, or the Asian, or the people from other places. So we're it's a good thing for us from Scandinavia to go to Germany. The market is big, and it's easier for us to come into the German market than to, for example, the American or the English market,
Yeah.
musical theater. Um, but we have to. I love this talk about the vowels because it really helps also for us to modify the vowels coming up to different range in the different styles that we do, if it's classical or if it's belt. I'm also originally an opera singer, but I've done a lot of musical and operetta, and now I teach all kind of styles in a way. So this is really interesting that this is, you repeatedly have this theme on this Sing Revealed, which is I think is great. So the way, I mean, I can't go into the way we teach it.
Yeah.
It's too
No,
much.
I was.
But
I think that was very helpful, and I appreciate you letting me just popping you into the live stream.
I'm currently also putting my girls to bed because it's 9 o'clock in the night in Norway now. So
All right. Well, thank you, David. I have so in my program, I suggest, and I think this can help Pato. She just wrote in the chat she's Spanish speaking, and they have different vowels too. In my program, just there are some main vowel shapes that are considered universal. In almost every language in the world, you find this exact vowel, or you find a slight variance of this vowel. For example, one of the most pure vowels out there is an oo, which doesn't exist in English. But because in English we say ooh, we go through about 3 different variances. We start with an and or the o. Now, depending where you're at in English speaking world, you'd have ow, ow, oh. There's a lot of variances on that, but the main shape is still an o that you're going to have in almost every language. And then you have your nasal vowels in some languages, but look for the main vowel shape first and then go to the nuance of that. So for example, I wish Pato is a Spanish speaker. Spanish speakers have almost all of the pure universal vowels in their language. So for you, it's just understanding if you're singing an can have a lot of variances, but the main shape is e. In America, we have more of an e or an a. We go again through different vowels. So go to there. The e, for example, the back tongue is very high and touches, it's really weird how precise this is, but it touches the next to last molars, e. And if you want to learn how to say an a, you just have to move the back tongue, has to touch the very back top molars. A, e, o, u. And if you notice what the movement of your tongue in your mouth, that can help you find the right tongue position, which creates, again, your correct vowels. And just remember, between every vowel, there are lots of gradients. So you don't have to hit the perfect vowel sound if it's close enough to give the perception of the vowel and it really maximizes your resonance and your sound, you will lock into the right function. I hope that wasn't too technical.